Hey guys, this is Jay Calder with Jay Unboxing here, giving you a personal prediction for Tszyu versus Carlos Ocampo. And as always, this is just my take. Of course, your predictions can be left down in the comments section below. Would love to hear them all. And a little bit of fight info here. We have Tszyu taking on Carlos Ocampo. This will be taking place at the Gold Coast Convention Center in Queensland, Australia, airing live on Showtime in the junior middleweight division with no titles on the line. So, again, we wait. If you're Tszyu, you've been waiting for that chance at undisputed kingpin Jermell Charlo, but it's a fight that just seems to linger and doesn't seem to be taking place. It was supposed to be at the beginning of this year, and now it's really at a to-be-determined kind of date. Still, I must say, the more we seem to wait for it, the more appeal it does seem to have, because Tszyu continues to fight and continue to perform. He's not waiting around, which you have to commend a young fighter for doing. So, instead of this Charlo fight, we get Tszyu facing another quality guy who's kind of in the top 10, top 15, but just seems to be a fight where he's kind of biding his time. Honestly, it's not the worst fight in the world, but Tszyu continues to have his profile raised while he's knocking off these guys in the hopes of taking on Jermell Charlo, hopefully sometime this year. For Ocampo, of course, this is a chance at redemption and really bolstering your career. You know, you've shown up really in only one fight, really, and it was against Errol Spence, and were stopped immediately in the first round. It doesn't really showcase what you potentially can do as a fighter. So you're looking for this to be the moment you come out and let everyone know you're much better than that one representation of you. This is, of course, what you're looking for. For Tszyu, you're continuing to prove who you are, and for Ocampo, you're looking to try and reignite your career. So does Tszyu find success and keep pressing, or will Ocampo pick up the biggest win of his career and one of the biggest upsets of the year as well? Let's break this one down. Starting with Tszyu. For Tszyu to win, you want to set up the left hook. Ocampo has a bit of a lazy right hand, especially as it pertains to defense. Not only does he not take it back home after he throws it, but sometimes it just lingers a little bit too low. You're going to want to exploit that. What's more, you have a solid left hook, so it's a shot that not only you're going to want to throw, but it's a shot you can throw pretty well. So when you throw all of that together in that combination, it's really going to work well for you in this particular fight. What's more, it can also be used for that power shot, that shot that's really going to hurt him, or also a shot to set up that right hand if it kind of lines him up a little bit more for you, especially if he becomes weary of the left and moves into that right hand for you, making it all the easier. In any event, that left hook is definitely going to be something that I think has a great impact on this fight, so it's certainly something you want to set up and utilize in this contest. I would also say first speed, then power. Ocampo has slow hands, so you're going to want to get there first and not worry so much about your power. The power will come naturally, as you seem to have pretty heavy hands. Power will happen when you land faster and press him back more, begin to land more flush, and do it more consistently. That's how this power will be generated in this fight. It's how you should throw your power shot when you're fighting someone that has significantly slower hand speed to begin with. You don't have to force it. Let the speed kind of get there on its own as you're landing, as I mentioned, more consistent. That power will then begin to generate more and more as the fight wears on. Then you can start putting some more oomph into those shots, but for the first part, it's really just about getting the shots there, exploiting your speed advantage, and then letting it build into the fight. Finally, I would say attack the body. For starters, Ocampo has been stopped to the body, as I mentioned in that Errol Spence encounter. Naturally, you're going to want to test if that's really something of an issue anyway. You also dig really well to the body, so the body attack works in this fight, especially in a hook form. When you throw those hooks, even that left hook, as we've mentioned, to the body, it's a very successful shot for you, and it definitely could be against someone who might be soft in that department. What's more, he's a taller fighter, usually more vulnerable to those kind of body blows, so you're going to want to test that theory out as well, dig to the body. At the end of the day, if anything else, it'll allow for you to kind of open up those shots upstairs as it lowers the guard. Now, for Ocampo to win, I think you want to work into the fight. You have been caught cold. That was something that you said yourself about that Spence fight. This is also a big occasion. It's going to have a large audience. You just don't want to get swept up in this contest. So you're going to want to make sure you're pacing yourself and allowing for you to adapt to your environment here. You're going to want to get used to the fight. You're going to want to get used to the atmosphere, the ring, everything. Whatever it takes for you to feel comfortable to start getting to work, that's what you're going to want to do and start growing into the fight from there. What you don't want to do is just try and go out guns blazing or try to put it on them immediately and sort of shoot your load there and you're basically done for. No, you want to make sure that you're throwing respectable shots, get that jab going, make sure that he knows you have some pop, but allowing for yourself to kind of get your feet wet before jumping entirely into the pool. I would also say work the jab. This is one of those easy ones, but you have some reach. You need to use it. I think Tszyu is the faster-handed fighter, especially when he just lets his shots flow. But that jab with some timing can both offset his speed and also get some of your power shots going later on, effectively the jab can be that key that sort of unlocks that pacing yourself door, so to speak. That's how you're going to want to utilize it in this particular fight. This will also help you build some confidence for other shots as the fight wears on. If you're able to kind of just put something on and get some leather home, build into this fight as I've mentioned, and I'm going to continue to hammer that home because I think it's important for you. The jab is a great way to start that. Begin pressing your action and then start building as those rounds progress. And finally, use your dimensions. And I've sort of alluded to this in both of the previous keys, but I think it's important. You have some size on you. You have a decent jab. When you throw it, some great length on it. Make sure that you're utilizing it. Push it out there. Fully extend on it. Keep him out of range. You need to be able to do that. Also, fight tall, but make sure that right hand is held the right way, where it's supposed to, covering that chin. Don't let it fall or droop down too much. Fight tall so that he's having to look up, so that he's having to try and push his shots upwards, but don't give him some overhand shot because your right hand's not where it's supposed to be. Make Tszyu have to reach, maybe lunge a bit, maybe step over his front foot a bit too much more. Then you can throw him shots, simple 1-2s, or even any kind of uppercut can work in these kinds of movements. If you're able to get him out of that range with a simple 1-2 yourself and just keep your dimensions in play, I think you have a better chance for winning this fight. Now, in terms of my pick here, yeah, this one's going to go to Tszyu in my personal opinion. Ocampo can bang a little bit, but Tszyu has a decent chin and will likely weather any of those sort of storms. I think Tszyu tries to work into the fight for a few rounds just to make sure he's getting some in and to not be reckless or foolish, but his more explosive shots still score and set up the solid work, including to the body where I think he will have some success as well. Tszyu begins to push Ocampo back in the middle frames, land the big left hands, and hurt Ocampo. He may or may not drop him, but ultimately I think the damage he lands up against the ropes will force a stoppage eventually in this fight. Winner, Tszyu via mid-fight stoppage. Now, in terms of the betting odds, we have Tszyu at a -900 with Ocampo at a +500. Really not a lot of value in this particular one for me. I just don't think Ocampo has enough of my interest to kind of get a bet there, and Tszyu is too much of a favorite, so I'd probably stay away from the money lines in this particular fight. In terms of the over-under, have not been able to find one, but if I had to guess, it's probably around the 8th or 9th round, just because, quite frankly, I think these two, if you're looking at it on paper, at the very least, Tszyu should be getting him out of there. But again, when I get those, I will let you know, and I'll pin those down in the comments below. In any event, those are your odds. And my prediction record is 16-9 with 11 exact, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts, predictions, bets, so on and so forth. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at jcalderon_JOB, and you can email me at junboxing@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you there. Also, be sure to check out junboxing.com for schedule, results, betting odds, rankings, grades, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time.